today at Whistle Project, we have Amber Kitchen with us. Thai boxer. She's competing at the One Championship League, which is one of the biggest martial arts promotion company in Asia, if I'm correct.
Yeah, yeah.
You already won 19 fights. Is that updated?
Yeah, so 19 fights, 6 losses and 1 draw is my record. So
also, you run your own business, you run your own gym.
Yeah, I have done for about 3 years now. So I'm 23 now, so I was quite young when I started, but all my life I've kind of grown up around the gym, so it was easy for me to take over as it was a family business.
So the first question I wanted to ask you is, for a girl who has to travel a lot for competitions and training and stuff, what is it like to travel alone, and have you ever felt like unsafe by any chance or in danger?
Yeah, so I have been very lucky and I have traveled a lot since I was young. So I think the first couple of times, I have a twin sister, so we both flew to Holland on our own when we was about 15. So that was my first kind of travel when we was young without an adult, and that was fine. It was a short trip. Around the age of 18, 19, I started going to Thailand on my own. So that's a long journey. But I really try and make sure I go to safe places. And because I've been to Thailand with family before, I'm quite savvy with it and where to go, where not to go. I'm training all the time, so it's not like I'm going out in the evenings or walking about or going out drinking or anything. So I keep myself quite safe. But otherwise, I'm quite comfortable walking around abroad on my own, and I think I'm just extra aware of some of the dangers.
The first time we talked, and I remember this as a highlight, because you told me once you were at an Airbnb or something, and
oh yeah. So this was actually recent. I come up to Leeds, which is in my country. It's in the UK, but it's an 8-hour journey from me, and it's where I'd prefer to train now. So when I had a fight coming up, I had a local Airbnb so I can get to the gym quick. And there was this guy, and he was also staying in an Airbnb apartment. And every time I'd come back, he would comment on my gym clothing, or I like your shorts. And Thai boxing shorts are normally quite short, because obviously you've got to do high kicks, they've got to be comfy. So
that's what I was going to say, because obviously for many people, I mean, for me, even if I don't do any organized sports, every time I go out for a jog, the moment you have to decide what to wear, it's like, is it going to be too short? Is it going to be too tight? Am I showing too much? Am I going to get attention or whatever? But for you guys, it's your uniform. So, I mean, there's no way someone can think, well, she's wearing that because she wants attention. I mean, you have to be comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, in the gym, no one blinks an eye. Their Thai shorts, it's completely normal. I'd be wearing a t-shirt like I'm wearing now, just a normal training top and some shorts. But and it was summer anyway, so but if you're wearing shorts, it doesn't matter. And this guy just kept on coming out to the corridor every time I got back to the Airbnb, and I like your shorts. Oh, and try and start conversation. So I just
in a creepy way, I guess.
It was creepy, yeah. And then I guess because I had my uniform on from the gym I was on, I had a top. But he then started, I guess he found me on Instagram. I have quite a large following, so I think if you just click on the gym, then I was probably on there training, and then you can find me quite easily. That's the hard thing about media. So then I went up to my room, and all of a sudden I had a message request. I clicked on it, and it was him from downstairs, asking me to go down and do really inappropriate things. So I've never like had it where I've been in a situation where it's like live, like, oh my god, this guy's downstairs, and it was really quite full on what he was doing.
So what happened in the end?
I blocked him straight away, but I mean that day I was due to move anyway. But I thought if I go downstairs now with my suitcase, he's gonna hear me coming and thinking I'm gonna go and do what he's asked me to do. So at first I was like, oh, that's gross. But the more I thought about it, I thought, God, this is actually quite serious, because it's like a small Airbnb. He's going to hear me coming up and down the stairs. He's right by the exit. And I did panic.
And there's nothing you can do about it, really, because he's not touching you or anything.
Yeah, it's just messages. I mean, I blocked him straight away, and that can even make some people more angry, or kind of, anything. You don't know with people nowadays, well, since forever, it's just human. Some like people are a bit crazy, so you never know. And in the end, I rang someone from my gym, because it was local. That's why I stayed so close, and they actually came and waited outside, came and let me come out of my room, and luckily the guy didn't come out, but I'm glad I rang for some backup just in case, because you just never know. And exactly. I mean, the messages were really quite full on, so
yeah. Did that ever affect your training or your competition by any means? I mean, because you were
well, it made me in my head for a couple of days. I was a bit just like creeped out, or like how dare someone like even say that to me. And it did play on my mind. It didn't affect my training as such, because when I was out of that environment, I didn't feel uncomfortable, because I was in a whole different place. I moved to London then for the rest of my camp. But yeah, I mean, it does play on your mind. Like exactly. even when I'm telling you, or even saying it now, it's that feeling was like, oh my god, what do I do?
You're still getting that feeling today, right?
Yeah, because you never know, it could happen. I'm in an Airbnb now. I mean, there's hundreds of people in this dorm. Could happen again. It's just, yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, and it's a shame that it's so common.
I know exactly. That's what we were talking about. Because when you get those messages, it's just talking, so you can't do anything about it. For us, we know that there's so many like stories, so much data nowadays, more than like it was before, 10 years before, about stories of sexual abuse and stuff like that. But there's no stories about verbal sexual harassment. So yeah, I think it's very valuable that you're talking about these things today, because if you're telling us this affects your state of mind, it is a big thing for sports women in general. And also, I wanted to ask you, you told me about a video that came out and it went viral, and at some point this became a nightmare because of the messages you were getting and some pictures and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, mainly I used Instagram. I never really had. I had like a following, maybe 8,000 from when I was younger. And then a local radio station done like a video of my training before a big fight, and for some reason it just blew up. It's amazing how quick it spread. I think it got 1 million views for a local radio station to put on a video on Facebook and Instagram. So that was amazing. My Instagram blew up. I was only just gone 18, so God, it probably went to like 15,000 in 2 days, maybe more. But then that's when like I was 18, and you all think, wow, this is cool, I've got followings. But along with that, I had weird messages, like men was filming themselves inappropriately and sending it to me, and it wasn't like sent as in like a see the image so you just don't click on it. It was on Instagram. Sometimes it comes up with a blue thing and you don't know what it is until you click. So lots of things I was pressing and I was like, I couldn't believe it. So obviously I like rang my mum. I was like, listen, people keep doing it. It's like loads. But even like now I still get videos sent to me inappropriately all the time, and I can't see what people would think I would want that for. It's
Exactly.
really,
Exactly.
yeah.
What crosses your mind to say,
Yeah.
hey, you know what?
Like,
I'm going to take a picture of my private parts and send it to a complete stranger. What do you think you're going to get in return?
Positive. Why would they think I would respond positively to that? When I was young, when that happened first, I just used to block everyone. I still do, but I mean now it's more so. As well as that, like the constant messages, like people constantly, oh, will you marry me? Or, oh, you're fit, shall we meet up? We need to be dating. Or like to other people, it's like, yeah, that's flattering. But when I ignore it, people start getting nasty.
You go, hey, I told you you're beautiful.
Yeah, and like I've got a lot on my plate, so I do fighting, I own a gym, like I've got so many media things to go through, and I do want to live my life. I don't want to be on my phone answering every little question, every little thing. But when I've got messages like that, especially, it's not gonna be first on my list to click and respond.
They're not talking about your competition. They're talking about things that have nothing to do with your job.
And people request really weird things as well, like, oh, can you kick me in the privates? And send me photos of your feet. I get that a lot. I don't know what it is with people, but I mean, for me, I'm used to it. But for other people, like pressuring messages like that, it is really horrible.
You're used to it now. But what was it like the first time when you were 18? And I mean, you were a teenager. What was it like back in the days?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It did make me like really, I don't really even open videos now. If someone sends me a video, I just don't even bother. I mean, especially from strangers, like any sort of video, I don't know what it would be. There's no point in opening it. And I mean, 18 at the time, you obviously don't think you're still young, but you are. Like compared to what I was 18 years ago and my frame of mind now, I wasn't that grown up, and I was like, oh my god, like that is disgusting. And it does play on your mind, especially like it's some old guy from across the world you've never known. You're 18, you're young, you don't like, you shouldn't be seeing that. You don't even anyway. But it's just it's not nice.
So one of the things that I wanted to ask you was precisely that, because you spoke about talking to your mom. So when you started receiving those messages, did you, because obviously as your mom is Julie Kitchen, and she's the queen of Thai boxing, and did she ever tell you stories? Did she ever warn you about these things?
Well, me and my sister was quite young growing up around my mum doing the Thai boxing. Facebook wasn't really a thing. It just started coming out when she was fighting. And yes, she did get it, but we never really got told like the extent of what it was. And we haven't really spoke too much about what's what her experiences were, but I know she had the same. I mean, when I said, what do you think I should do? She said, just block them, ignore them, don't open messages like that. So from her tone of voice and what she says, she has been through it as well. But I mean, it's just hard. I think nearly every single woman with followings will have it, but even just it could happen to a random. So I mean, I think everyone has. I just haven't really delved into it with my family, but yeah, I'm sure she has. Yeah.
And also, well, I don't know if you ever responded, like, did you ever reply to any of those messages? Did you ever say, well, listen, I don't know why you're sending me this or whatever? Or if you could have the chance to say something to all of these guys who do that, what will you tell them?
I'll just say it's not attractive, and I don't want to. I don't. You're not getting anything out of this, and if anything is making it worse for you, I'm going to completely ignore you. I'm going to block you. So if the message is pointless, there's no need for it, and it's disgusting, and no one wants it. So
Okay.
it's as blunt and simple as that.
Also, you run your own gym, and this is going to be the last question. So you have to help guys with their training every day. My question is, do you ever feel undermined or treated like an object?
Yeah, there's definitely guys who come in and try and undermine me. I mean, I'm young and I'm a female and I'm in like a male dominated sport and I'm teaching. So there is always, someone who thinks what they're saying is funny, or, those who like, I know better. But I think a lot of gyms have that. I think any sports have that, even if it's not a male dominated sport. But I mean, if it gets to a point, if someone's commenting on a girl's clothes in there, or they're undermining me, or just generally have no respect in the gym, it's like you just got to leave. This is the rules. It's hard enough in the gym anyway for women to come in and out of, especially it being a martial art. So we just have zero tolerance for it. And I mean, even that, it's this day and age. You should know what is appropriate to say and what's not. What's humor and what's not. Most of it's not funny. Sometimes it might not even be the person's fault, but there's a time and a place and a way to say things. So you've got to be careful it doesn't come across wrong, because we have all ages in our gym. I mean, our adults class starts from 15 and up. So that is still quite young, and it needs to be an environment for everyone. So I'm really strict of it in our gym back at home. So.
I'm sure your family is very proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's it. We just wanted to say, first of all, thank you very much. We appreciate the time you took to be here with us today. We know you're a very busy person. You're very good at communicating, and this is going to be very valuable for the project. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it's nice to finally voice this other side of the sport, what people don't see, because I never speak about this personal kind of things I receive. So it's nice to voice it, and I hope other girls start listening and think, yeah, no, I'm not putting up with that block, or just talk to someone about it.